fresh satellite image of the Olenya air base in the Murmansk region. Thus, according to Western resources, 3 Tu-95 MS were critically damaged and 1 An-12 transport aircraft was damaged at this airfield. However, the quality of the picture does not allow to accurately identify the damage caused by Ukrainian FPV drones. But according to the available footage, one thing is clear: the airfield has clearly received some damage, albeit less extensive than the Olenya air base. We remind you that as of May 26, the presence of 42-22 M3 was recorded at the Olenya airfield, 11 Tu-95 MS, 5 An-12. If we ascertain the damage caused by satellite images, then at the most negative outcome of the events, at the moment we have a total of 2 airbases, 6 destroyed Tu-95 MS, 1 damaged Tu-95 MS, presumably 4 lost units Tu-22 M3, 2 damaged An-12 transport aircraft. Despite the fact that this Ukrainian attack is a well-planned and organized operation, its success was largely due to the low level of work of some law enforcement agencies, especially those responsible for obtaining information abroad, as well as low security measures at such important objects as the strategic bombers airbases Olenya and Bucha. Namely, they absorbed the main damage from the raid. Ukraine said that 117 drones were used in the attacks and that 41 Russian aircraft were destroyed or damaged. This is a stunning success for Ukraine's special services, said Justin Bronk, Senior Research Fellow for Air Power and Technology at the Royal United Services Institute in London. If even half the total claim of 41 aircraft damaged/destroyed is confirmed, it will have a significant impact on the capacity of the Russian long-range aviation force to keep up its regular large-scale cruise missile salvos against Ukrainian cities and infrastructure, he said. High-resolution satellite imagery of air bases deep inside Russia, taken before Ukraine carried out what's been described as the most audacious drone attack in military history, shows several Russian Air Force jets parked on the tarmac. These include strategic bombers, transport aircraft, and airborne warning aircraft. Ukraine, under its Operation Spider Web, targeted 5 Russian air bases after infiltrating its territory. Some of these bases are located hundreds of kilometers inside Russia, while the farthest one is located some 8,000 kilometers from the Russia-Ukraine border. Satellite images also show how replicas of the military aircraft were also painted on the tarmac to give the illusion of an actual plane being parked there. These act as decoys in order to deter drone strikes. But these could not avert the Ukrainian drone attack, which was meticulously planned and flawlessly executed. John Ford, a research associate at the California-based James Martin Center for Nonproliferation Studies, said the images supplied by Capella Space, a satellite company, confirm Ukraine's achievement in destroying the fleet based in the Irkutsk region. The SAR images showed the remnants of at least 2 Tu-22 backfires, the same type of supersonic aircraft that have been used to bombard Ukraine. At least 4 strategic heavy Tu-95 bombers were also identified among the aircraft destroyed at the Bucha airfield. The aircraft targeted in the attack were a mix of Tu-22 and Tu-95 bombers, both of which Russia has used to launch strikes against Ukraine. Images from the Ivanovo-Severny air base show Russia's advanced A-50 AWACS or airborne early warning aircraft. These are considered precious assets for any military. Russia, however, had already lost several of these aircraft during the years-long war in Ukraine. With only a limited number of these AWACS left, if the one seen in this picture were indeed hit, as Ukraine has claimed, Russia's air force would have reason to worry. At the Dyagilevo air base in Ryazan, satellite images show the Ilyushin IL-78 tankers, which are a 4-engined aerial refueling jet based on the IL-76 strategic airlifter. The photos show how decoys of the aircraft are painted on the tarmac to give the illusion of an actual jet. The Russian Federation has no replacement for strategic bombers. We are talking about the astronomical figures of damage after the strikes that were carried out by Ukraine on June 1st. This was stated by the editor-in-chief of the specialized military publication Defense Express Oleg Katkov on air at Kiev 24. A strategic bomber costs some astronomical figures. It is not even measured in money, especially for the Russian Federation. To understand, relatively speaking, a modern strategic bomber is about prices of more than $1 billion per side, for one plane, because very few of them are produced. The Tu-160 is a plane that was developed in the Soviet Union. According to various estimates, there are up to 18 of them left in the entire Russian Federation, he said. According to him, for example, the Russians no longer produce the Tu-95. The only replacement that they can still partially make is to take the Soviet airframe and try to assemble a new plane from the Soviet fuselage. But they have nothing new. Katkov noted that all that the Russians have in terms of new developments is a drawing, an approved sketch of a new strategic bomber. There is nothing except this sketch, there is no replacement, that is, these are irretrievable losses, the expert noted. With this, Ukraine saved Europe from the attack of the Russian army for a certain period of time. Recall, Ukraine carried out one of the largest covert operations of the war, attacking Russian airfields with kamikaze drones in a special operation codenamed Spider Web. According to a Ukrainian intelligence official who wished to remain anonymous, the operation was possible thanks to a unique scheme for delivering drones into enemy territory, the Washington Post reports. According to the data, FPV drones filled with explosives were smuggled into Russia and hidden in trucks and under the roofs of buildings. After a command, special containers were opened remotely, from where a swarm of drones flew out to attack airfields. The operation was prepared for more than 18 months under the personal leadership of President Zelensky, the official said. The attacks could have destroyed the Tu-95 strategic aircraft, which carry long-range cruise missiles, and the A-50 airborne radars that coordinate Russian aviation. If confirmed, it would be one of the most serious blows to the Russian Air Force's capabilities since the war began. Videos released by Ukrainian special services show explosions and fires at one of the Russian airfields, as well as the destruction of aircraft.